Hey Pisces, this is going to be your month ahead reading. Before we get into it, I've got to look at all these aces that are coming up. Pulled the Ace of Rods for more of an upcoming energy in your main reading. But at the bottom of the deck, I noticed under this breakthrough, surprising, even shock nature of the Tower coming through, you have an Ace of Cups and an Ace of Pentacles. So you have been afforded many opportunities recently, Pisces, many synchronized meetings, many chance events, many times to get the chance to impress the right people or go for a job opportunity or connect with somebody and collaborate with somebody you've been wanting to. Maybe a surprise romantic connection or friendship has been struck up. Maybe you never really thought you would get along so well with that person or vibe with that person in that way. Maybe your interest has surprisingly been piqued in another person romantically, and lo and behold, they're in alignment with that and feel the same way. But recently, Pisces, on a soul growth level, the Emperor card has been coming up for you for the month of, let's say, June. But I'm thinking like this could have been over the last couple of weeks, but I'm going back to you feeling like since June you entered July with this sense of having an authority on something, even if it's the direction of your own life, Pisces, but you are stepping further into a more masculine yang energy of asserting your wants, going out and doing the thing, going out and getting the damn thing done. Maybe you have, though, quite literally stepped up to a position of greater authority, a more senior role. You could be stepping into a parent role more and more. This is the father of father archetypes. This is a assertive right to be here, knowing your rights kind of energy. So it's a very much asserting yourself as a unique and autonomous individual in the world recently. Basically, I think you're just feeling that you have a place in the world and you're cranking something out and you're working on things. You feel like you have a seniority or an authority on something now, and people can actually confidently go to you knowing that you'll provide them with the correct information or the right product or the right service for them, and you feel confident and you feel comfortable in that. We're going to go deeper into all of these cards. The Emperor is super egotistical, right? It's a card associated with Aries, the first sign of the zodiac. Like, I am here. Wow, I've got a body. Great. I can just express myself now physically and assert myself with this body that I have. Great. No, there's nothing that's going to stop me. So you can kind of get, the body is pretty primal though, after all, as is the unconscious psyche and unconscious mind. So we can kind of get swept up in ego pretty easily, right? And that might be what has been happening. But on a soul growth level, you're being challenged to dissolve. Create an ego, dissolve the ego. Create the ego, dissolve the ego. This Hanged Man is coming through as the card of July. You're like, hang on a second, my soul growth was to assert myself and be an authority and be sort of like a righteous person out here, and now I have to do this pause and soul growth and forget everything I've built and just surrender it all and go with the flow. Okay, I guess that's what your soul growth on a larger level has been recently. There has been the soul's desire to create egoic experiences for you out in the real world, ones that look like attaining success and power and glory and notoriety or recognition. And then the soul asks you not to get too swept up in all of this and surrender to soul growth by recognizing that some of those things that are being acquired by you or chased down or desired by you right now, Pisces, may not actually be what are going to fulfill you in the long run. Some of them for sure may be. I see so many aces, so I'm sure there is a lot of alignment that you're aware of in your external and internal life and world right now, Pisces. So we'll go deeper on that. So you're asked to surrender, make a sacrifice this month, dissolve the ego a little bit, and wait and see, gain a new perspective, understand that there is something greater than you at play right now, that you are not the infinite kind of limitless player here in the external reality, but the Hanged Man is saying you are limitless internally, and that's what maybe you're just being asked to realize. Just doing some soul growth this month, and with some soul growth may just come a pause to the desires and needs of your ego's expression, right? So the Ace of Rods coming towards the end of the month, it really seems like there are another thing that you want to say yes to, an opportunity, a contract, an idea, an inspiration that you're going to really want to just agree to right away and say yes to. I'm just going to move all my shit. Okay, let's start pulling a couple more cards and get into this reading. So Pisces, what's been going on for you from June? You've been the authority on something. Maybe some of you have started to assert your dominance a little more, and maybe just stand up for yourself a little more in June, or recently it's just been like this emperor energy of being like, who do you think you're talking to, honestly? Okay, that's what I feel like. You've been like sassy and all of those things, sassy and witty, and the page, or the Knight of Pentacles. This has been a process for you. Six of Cups. This has been a process for you because asserting yourself has come up against the people that are actually nearest and dearest to you, the closest people to you. So this hasn't all been done in a professional sphere, in my opinion. I'm seeing Six of Cups being something that's very close to home, people with the connections that we've had from the past with, so asserting yourself and things like that with those kind of people. Also, I'm getting a real sense of, if you're a parent, dedicating, or if you're birthing, if you're just a person in the process of birthing and creating right now, like writing a book, launching a website or whatever, you are in this process of that right now recently, where you've been like you have been recently working on like just being more of a creative person, not like with a paintbrush or anything like that. Maybe you design flower designs, arrangements and things like that, but there's been something that's been really like small detail oriented for you recently, Pisces, and you're like nuancing it and perfecting it. And like this like Knight of Pentacles here has this cherry, I'm imagining like on a cherry on a little stick or a straw, and being like the cherry on top. So that's what I see that has been done recently. I'm going to go a little bit deeper. Family dynamics have been coming up with different people, father figure, grandfather, uncle type of figure, something from the past, or like a remembering around something like that, Pisces. Something to do with the home and living, domestic situation. The Two of Cups and the Magician card. Looking at relationships in your life, looking at your force and your actions in a relationship have been coming up for you too. Relations with family, relationships with brothers, sisters, it's all being focused for you for some reason recently, Pisces. A real looking at the past, a real looking at how far you've come from, I guess, like your roots originally into adulthood, the shaping around relationships, and you as a creator here in the relationships as they stand today, like how you have been an impactful force, even Judgment card, and Pisces, your card at the bottom of that deck, the Moon card. So let's get to the Moon card energy, right? The full moon is today as I'm recording in Capricorn. It is conjunct transformational Pluto, and actually I should have realized that, but the Moon card and Pluto, okay, that's the full moon today on the 13th in Capricorn, conjunct beside with Pluto, the planet associated with Judgment card, and Capricorn, yep, here we have it at the bottom of the deck. Capricorn's major and the Queen of Pentacles, cardinal Earth Capricorn. Let's talk about today. The energy around the 13th of the month for you, Pisces, is a real surrender and letting go. There is something that you can't control right now. Yes, is it stressful? Does it cause you some worry? Yeah, perhaps, maybe it does, but it's out of your hands, and you have to dissolve the ego around what the ego's desire for control. There is a larger reason this is playing out the way it is, and you need to have some humble pie and remember that you are not the be all and end all. The world doesn't revolve around you, and I'm saying this with the utmost respect. I'm a friggin' Pisces, so I'm kind of chastising myself at the same time here. So what I think is being asked to remember is have a little humble pie. There is something larger at play. We don't always have the answers, and trust has gotten us so far, and commitment to faith in the universe has gotten us so far, right? The Six of Wands, the Page of Swords, and the Six of Pentacles. So this month you do find that balance that you've been looking for after a conversation takes place. So the sixes are to do with harmony. Six of Wands, Six of Pentacles. You're looking for harmony between maybe what you can do socially and what you can offer up socially, and what you can actually afford to do perhaps, but also like with what you have energy-wise to give, right? So that's coming up for you in a huge way this month, because maybe you have been very much go, 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 and now there's a reason for a pause, or for you to feel some sort of a stagnated limbo energy recently, Pisces, that perhaps you're starting to have more breakthroughs with. Perhaps you are starting to realize that after an important conversation this month takes place, there was you keeping yourself in some sort of a limbo situation due to a lack of self-belief. Five of Swords is also around self-sabotage. So it seems like you're having some real conversations with yourself about what you can really afford to do on a social battery level wise, and on the purse strings level wise, but just energetically, like how much you can give, how much you can offer at this time is coming up. Okay, you may have been heavily invested with relationships recently. Emperor relationships, Six of Cups relationships, Two of Cups relationships, romantic ones, friendships, family ones, right? That's been all a huge focus for you recently. So you may have lost a little bit of yourself in that, and maybe the ego started to want to control how some of these relationships were going, or how the people that exist in those relationships were behaving, or how they were going about their life. But we can't control anybody else's journey. So now this month you're called to surrender on what you can't control and start to see things from a new perspective, and maybe have some humble pie, Pisces. Okay, because things are about to kick off again in terms of those opportunities. You saw these opportunities coming through in June, you saw them in May, you saw them in April. They've been coming through for the last 3 months, right? At least the last 2. Now, because things have gotten a little bit stagnated or messy emotionally, and within your personal relationships, you're kind of like, oh damn, you're out of that sync with those aligned opportunities lining up. Come the end of July going into August, you notice that change again, and that energy starts to be more in alignment, because after you seeing things from a breakthrough new perspective this month, allowing that to happen, allowing yourself to see things from the other side and the person that you were dealing with side, you really do get a breakthrough in understanding, a soul growth size breakthrough in understanding, right? The soul growth cards have been the Emperor, so asserting, creating the soul creating egoic experiences to have within your personal relationships are there for you to recognize that you're a magician in this too. You're an active contributor, and all relationships are co-created. There's not just ever one person doing something, because we allow, or we enable, or we are the perpetrator of the behavior. Okay, let's see. I'm talking in general terms, of course, now, and this is not all going to resonate with everybody, but let's keep going. When you realize, and I guess that's the perspective that's missing, the Hanged Man, and letting go of some of that ego around being right, or not even being able to see it because it's quite a blinding, something that's blinding you, then that balance and harmony starts to be struck again, and you start to get into the groove again. That seems to be when opportunities that are aligned to you begin to resurface or emerge again, like they were over the past couple of months. until pretty much July or late June. It's kind of slowed down on something. So Pisces, let's just have a look at one more card for the month of July before moving on to clear up the Ace of Wands finally. Temperance and the High Priestess. Beautiful, beautiful soul growth occurring this month around ascension on spiritually, massive spiritual breakthroughs, psychic downloads, massive upgrades coming for you, and this is just super spiritual, ascended, and inner outer peace, harmony, balance restored. This little cutie has his wisdom cap on, like a graduated cutie, right? Because he got all this wisdom. It's the same cutie that's in the Hanged Man, this blonde cutie. Come on. The Page of Swords is like, okay, thank you for the wisdom. It wasn't so comfortable, but like I gained a lot of understanding, and then my little graduation cap on. And oh my God, so does this guy. Now it's a beret. He's like so experienced. He's just like come on so far, and it's just you gaining all this wisdom, inner peace, harmony, balance, and I love that. Okay, great. Also kind of like a great month for any sort of like spiritual work or breakthrough, it seems. Maybe while the moon is still in, or sorry, while the sun is in Cancer still. Let's have a look at the Ace of Rods then. These are opportunities that are beginning to re-emerge or come back around, or brand new ones that feel really exciting by the end of July, beginning of August. Nine of Pentacles, love that. Justice card and the Hermit card. Dealing with a Leo or Virgo could be coming through at the end of month in a bigger way. Conversations needing to be had there, or a balancing act needing to be achieved. More major arcana cards, so really June, July have been huge. June, July, August are bigger months for soul growth for you, Pisces. It does seem like you're in a position to be more, I don't know, save more money or spend more money, whatever way you want to do it, because there is more of it by the end of the month. Something lucrative coming through, something that is quite sustaining for you. And also the Justice card and the Hermit card tells me that you're really going to be reviewing something majorly by the end of the month. The Justice card can come up about contracts, legalities, leases, just kind of anything you may require, like a legal professional aid with or anything like that. It also could be something to do with like looking very much at the fine print with your Hermit lantern before signing anything. That will have longer lasting ramifications for the decisions that are made in Justice card. If you feel that you have to make a yes or no decision or finalize something at the end of the month, there is really no harm, the Hermit says, in getting a second opinion or getting somebody else to run their lantern over this, or even yourself double checking something before making any bigger decisions this month ahead. But it seems like July is such a time for breakthrough in wisdom and perspective for you, and just like trusting in your intuition more and more. It doesn't really seem like you would be making the wrong decisions. The Ace of Rods is like a nice indicator for making the right choice and seeing an opportunity for what it is, something that's going to work out potentially, or something that's pretty positive. Consider subscribing, Pisces, if you haven't already, and have a great rest of Cancer season, and I will catch up with you guys when the sun moves into Leo. Bye.